I'm just eating. Hola amigos, my name is Isabel Cos and I'm gonna show you how to make a sweet tetela. Tetela is a traditional dish from pre-Columbian times. Tetela comes from the Nahuatl, tetel, that means a mountain or a rock, and tla, that means richness of abundance. And it's beautiful, and I'm gonna make it sweet today. So for our masa, we have fresh ground masa. You can find fresh masa at molinos. There's plenty of molinos starting to open and pop in the United States. There might be one in your state or one next to it, or you can get some masa harina if you don't have it and mix it with water. But nothing's compared to the fresh one, you know, to the smell of cal and corn. This is a yellow conico type of corn, grind with cal, and we're gonna add this to our mixer. I know this is a little thick, so I'm gonna just manage it with a little bit of water, just to refresh it. I'm gonna do it by hand actually. I'm gonna mix my dough. I just wanna make a little hole in the center, and I'm seasoning it with cinnamon. We usually don't season masa, we just add some salt and that's enough. But for this recipe, because we're going on the sweet side, I'm gonna add some ground Mexican cinnamon. You can find it as Ceylon cinnamon, and it's such a powerful spice. It smells so much better than any other type of cinnamons. I have a pinch of baking soda. I have a pinch of baking powder, and I'm gonna add salt. And if I need water, I'm gonna start adding more, but let's just make a little dough. Once you start thinking of corn as a starch, the possibilities are endless. It's like Play-Doh. So I just want to make sure all this gets incorporated, and if I need a little bit of water, I can also add some extra. I like to use white masa, like white corn or yellow corn for this type of recipes. But traditionally you can find blue corn being used to it. I picked this one because I want the cinnamon to pop, the flavor of the cinnamon to be highlighted. Tetelas are an incredible dish. It's usually a dish that people, it's a main food, you know, it's your main meal of the day for a lot of places. And there's places like La Teca, it's a restaurant in Oaxaca. So if you wanna, you know, if you like this dish and you wanna get to know more about it, there's people that do it traditionally, and they're incredible. I actually never seen a sweet one, so this is a first for me. Okay, so my dough looks nice. Let me just make sure I'm getting everything inside. Yes, it's nice and soft. I have a scale on my hands. Wait, so we had 500. It's like Play-Doh. Okay, so I got all my masa, and I'm gonna keep on a plate and I'm gonna reserve. And I'm gonna cover with a wet towel just to make sure it doesn't dry and it doesn't start forming a skin. I'm gonna cover with towel and reserve. In your home, you can beat it on a mixer. You can paddle the dough in a mixer. I didn't end up using it because I like to know where the dough is at in terms of water and in terms of hydration, and I like touching masa. But if you don't feel that comfortable, go use the mixer at home. But it's always nice to touch your food. I recommend it. Our next course, we're gonna prep our apples. I have apples, I have some spices to flavor it, and I'm gonna use fresh queso fresco from the market. So the smaller the pieces, the easier it's gonna get to cook. Any apple that you could use for a pie, you can use the same type of apple for this recipe. I'm keeping the skin of the apple. I really like to use as much as I can of a fruit or of a vegetable whenever you're cooking. And I'm just making small to medium sized dice. Nice sharp knife. Food 52, always with the best tools. So these apples we're gonna season with a little bit of lemon zest. Let's get all of it in there. I got some ground toasted allspice, a little bit of the cinnamon, never too much cinnamon. And I got some salt too. Let's not forget vanilla bean. You should always save your bean. This part has so much more seeds inside and it has so much flavor. You can add it to some liquor, you can add it to vodka or to mezcal and start your own vanilla infusion. Or you can toast them. If you have enough, you can toast them and grind them. And you can use this just as toasted vanilla bean. So this is our filling. Our spiced apples and queso fresco. We're gonna reserve these and we're gonna make our caramel. Tetelas traditionally are always served with some kind of salsa, salsa roja, salsa verde. In this case, we are making a sweet salsa in the form of caramel. We're gonna use sugar in our pot. Always when I'm making caramel, I start with a little bit of water just to hydrate the sugar so it becomes sandy. And when you start with the sugar at the bottom, the water comes from the bottom and it hydrates from the bottom. So I have a little bit of corn syrup. You can use corn syrup, some people use baking soda or glucose syrup. This is just to avoid our crystallization in our caramel. When sugar doesn't cook evenly, when sugar cooks around the edges, some parts caramelize before the rest of the sugar. And when that happens, that sugar falls back again on your bowl and it breaks apart and it creates crystals. So a bulletproof, it's use glucose syrup or lime juice. What that does, it separates the sugars and it avoids them from crystallizing. It separates, because you have sugar, you have fructose, separates them, avoids them from crystallization. So let's turn this on. And we're gonna start on high heat. And we're gonna do a caramel. It's okay if you mix it. If you don't have glucose or corn syrup, don't mix your sugar. Let your sugar sit, and the less you mix it, the less you will create crystals. But because I have some glucose, it's okay if we move a little, just to make sure none of it goes to the walls. So now we create caramel. A trick when making caramel: always add a little bit of water at the bottom of your pan. That will hydrate your sugar and create kind of like a sand. All you're doing with the water, it's hydrating, so the heat gets distributed evenly among all the sugar. And the glucose syrup will only help us to avoid crystallization, so you won't have to then fight it and have to boil again. If you're making a caramel just with started sugar, so there's also a dry caramel. There's wet caramel and dry caramel. We're doing wet caramel. When you do that, you want to avoid mixing any of the sugar, just to avoid getting any dirt inside or avoid doing any sort of uneven cooking that will lead to any crystals of sugar on your mixture. In this case, because we have glucose, it's okay to mix, and it's okay to go all around the sides of your pan to make sure everything's inside. So it will cook more even, and it will be also a faster cooking. So acid will also prevent sugar from crystallizing because it separates sugar, the fructose. So any of those tricks are always good. My favorite is glucose or corn syrup. That's what I use all the time. What's coming? We were so good on time until we had to make caramel. My sugar is starting to become amber color. Let's make sure it's all even. And I do like a darker caramel. So darker caramel will carry more flavor, but when you get too dark, it can become bitter. So there's that happy point, there's that middle happy point there, where we're gonna deglaze with cream. Now the caramel will dissolve on our cream. And I like to set the temperature of this caramel to, yes, 230 degrees, you're perfect. Once you're there, you can go turn off. And I'm gonna season with salt. Because of how sweet caramel is, it can carry more salt than any other sweet recipes. And the butter is just gonna be for shine and texture. I've done this caramel so many times. I know this caramel, if I cool it down now, it's gonna be a thick texture caramel that you can use for ice creams or drizzle on top of stuff. I wanna make a salsa, so I'm gonna water it down with some apple cider. Now it looks watery, but don't worry, there's enough sugar that it will crystallize. Let's go on my favorite part, shaping the tetelas. I'm using 2 pieces of plastic to protect and to help spread. And our masa. I like to give it a second kneading on my hands just to make sure if something got dried outside, once you mix, it will all get same texture and hydration. So let's put it right on the middle. Let's cover it with our other piece, and we're gonna press. This is a good press because it's like straight metal, so you have to do less pushing and less weight on top for it. I like to flip just so I know it's spreading even. And once we have like a 6-8 inches, that's good. And I'm gonna take out one part and remove the other part. And I'm gonna shape on this side. So our first part, we're gonna add our queso fresco. And we wanna add the queso fresco in a triangular shape because that's the shape we're gonna fold our masa. So if we go on a little triangle, there you go. And second step, it's adding apples. The more apples you can fit in, the better. These apples will cook inside. They will cook on the griddle and they will cook on the fry. So don't worry because they're raw, and they're also gonna stay a little crunchy. So it's a perfect texture. These don't have any sugar. If you like your desserts a little sweeter, you can add some brown sugar or some raw piloncillo to it. I don't think it needs it because we're going with caramel, but I mean, on feelings, it's depend of your taste and depend how you want things to taste like. Go creative. And we have a triangular shape. We have our round tortilla. First, we go on the bottom and pat this size. So we create our first intersection. We're gonna flip and add the next one, and you want this masa to reach the middle point. And we're gonna tight here and get tight here. Open. So we're starting to create a triangle. Next one. Looks like volcanoes. I love this shape. It's pretty, no? Let's go face down to our griddle and start cooking. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna make one more because you eat them really fast. So get ahead on your tetelas. Let's go second one, and we can repeat this process. If you like more apples, add more apples. If you like more cheese, add more cheese. Traditionally, we use string cheese, queso Oaxaca type. If you're feeling adventurous, go for it. It's gonna look like a sweet quesadilla. So we remove one side, remove the other side. And also at the same time, let's check how this one's doing. We just wanna cook the base of it. Yes, that's a good side. I love making tetelas. Honestly, it's a thing it's a dish I enjoy doing. Because you're cooking inside, you don't want to add ingredients that are very wet, you know? Because the water will try to come out of your corn. So, second one's ready. And let's check our first one. Yes. So usually they get cooked on a comal, and they're only gonna get cooked on comal. I'm gonna fry it because I wanna make sure our middle ingredients are good and are completely cooked. So from here, I'm just sealing the sides. I'm gonna go to our oil. I preheat my oil at 350 degrees. 350 degrees Fahrenheit, let's see, where are we at? 340, 350, 368. I'm gonna lower the temperature a little bit, but it's fine. As far as it's not boiling or steaming, you should be good. So let's go to 340 and go straight to oil. Tetelas gonna float, and once it floats, I'm gonna flip so it cooks on both sides, and then I'll take out. So second one, face down, and I'll make a third one. Seal all the sides. I like to take my tetelas from searing to the frying. Once you know they're ready, they come to the top. Flip them again, they start getting puffy. That means all the cheese and all the apple are getting cooked and the steams are trying to stay out. But because we're frying, we want to keep everything inside. That's the masa's job. So our tetelas are ready. I hope you enjoyed watching it and looking how I do them. You should definitely try some savory ones, but I really like this sweet version. Go for it and make them at home. And I'm gonna try them now. So, oof, the ways to go in the middle. So you can see all that apple, the cinnamon, and let's get some of the salsa. Think about it like you were eating tacos. Just eating. We call this type of food antojitos in Mexico because it's finger food that you can eat as many as you want or you can eat one. Depends to you. Thank you so much for watching. You can find this recipe on Food 52 website. I hope you cook it at home, and please share your recipes and your beautiful tetelas that you will make. I got caramel everywhere.